The sun was dipping low over my 80-acre ranch when she showed up, strutting onto my land like she owned every blade of grass. Her high heels fancy, red-soled things sank into the dirt, and she clutched a leather briefcase, so shiny it looked out of place under a dusty Texas sky. She stood by the gate, smirking as my dogs barked in the distance. I was pruning an oak branch near the barn when I caught her silhouette, sharp and out of place. Her blazer screamed big city law firm. Her attitude screamed entitled HOA stooge. "Good afternoon," she called, while VYing a manila envelope like it was a winning lottery ticket. "Mr. William Hayes?" I wiped my hands on a rag and walked over, nodding. "That's me." She handed me the envelope like she was VYing an EVY tie-in notice. "You've been served," she said, her voice dripping with smugness. "The Homeowners Association is suing you for unauthorized structures, violating aesthetic codes, and failing to secure architectural permits." I stared at her, then opened the envelope. Inside were official-looking papers, court dates, HOA letterhead, and her card. Ollie VY Reed, HOA legal counsel. She fixed me with a look I'd seen 1,000 times in courtrooms over my 30-year career. "I suggest you remove that ugly green barn, your wind turbine, and that flagpole by week's end, or this escalates fast." I tilted my head, GIVYing her a slow, kind smile. "Miss Reed, I'm a retired attorney general. I helped draft the land protection laws in this state." Her lips twitched, just a flicker. "And this ranch," I said, stepping closer, "is exempt from your HOA's reach. Always has been. Check the county records. You might want to tell your clients they just picked a fight with the wrong rancher." Ollie VY blinked, her smugness cracking. Her mouth tightened. "We'll see about that." She turned, stumbled on the gravel, and marched back to her sleek silver Mercedes. I wasn't laughing, though. Not yet. What Ollie VY and her HOA did next was bigger and dirtier than I ever expected. Let me take you back to how this all started. I'm William Hayes. Folks call me Will. I'm 68, spent most of my life buried in legal codes, fighting for landowners' rights as Texas's Attorney General. After retiring, I settled on my great-grandfather's ranch, 80 acres of open land passed down through generations. I rebuilt the house, restored the barn, painted it a bold green, and added a wind turbine and a flagpole flying the U.S. and Texas flags. To me, this land's more than dirt. It's legacy, sweat, and late-night prayers under the stars. Life was quiet until they built Sunny Hills Estates half a mile away. The HOA president, Margaret Voss, was as warm as a rattlesnake in your boot. Short red hair, always in designer athleisure, chewing spearmint gum like it was her job. I met her at the farmer's market when she said, "Oh, you're the guy with that green barn. You should repaint it. It doesn't match our community's palette." I thought she was kidding. She wasn't. Over the next few months, weird things started happening, and signed letters about unapproved structures showed up in my mailbox. I caught folks snapping photos of my turbine from the road. Once I saw Margaret pointing at my fence, talking to some suit. I ignored it at first. Me ranch was zoned outside their jurisdiction. But then my gate was bashed in like someone rammed it at night. No cameras, no witnesses, just tire tracks. My neighbor, Jake, an Army vet who'd bought the land next door, showed me a Sunny Hills outpost for Margaret. "We must protect our community's image. That eyesore lowers our property values. Our legal team's on it." Jake frowned. "They're talking about you, Will." I chuckled. Latching try. But when Ollie VY Reed showed up with that lawsuit, it wasn't funny anymore. It was war. That night, I pored over the papers in my study. 3 claims: aesthetic violations, illegal turbine installation, non-compliant flagpole. All nonsense. My land was exempt under a zoning clause I'd helped write years ago. This wasn't a mistake. It was a scare tactic. Instead of firing back right away, I decided to crash Margaret's next HOA meeting. In my best jeans, a blazer, and my old state seal badge, I walked into their clubhouse. Margaret's face paled when she saw me, but she forced a smile. "Mr. Hayes, this is unexpected. I'm here to observe," I said, calm as a summer creek. "It's a private meeting," she snapped. "I'm a citizen watching an HOA overstep its bounds," I replied. When her slideshow flashed a photo of my barn with legal action underway, I stood. This lawsuit's a sham. My land's not under your control. You're wasting resources and breaking the law. Whispers filled the room. One guy asked, "Who are you?" I smiled. "William Hayes, former Attorney General." You could have heard a pin drop. I tipped my hat and left, thinking that had ended. I was wrong. 2 nights later, a rock crashed through my Lee VY room window, glass scattering like spilled coins. Taped to it was a note in bold marker. "Back OFF." My heart pounded as I grabbed my flashlight and revolver, scanning the dark yard. No one. I called Deputy Ben Carter, a sharp young sheriff's deputy. He dusted for prints and frowned at the tire tracks, similar to the ones from my gate. "Heard talk," Ben said. "Some Sunny Hills folks don't like your setup." I nodded. They're about to learn where their power stops. I installed cameras, reinforced gates, and called an old friend, Judge Clara Bennett. "File a restraining order," she advy said. "Document everything." I did, logging every letter, photo, and timestamp. Then the HOA filed a county complaint, claiming my turbine caused water diversion and environmental damage pure fiction. I'd had an expert inspect it years ago. At the public hearing, I walked in with a binder of permits, maps, and drone shots. Margaret and Ollie VY sat in the front row, smug. I laid out my case, citing legal codes. Judge Harlan, a no-nonsense man, dismissed the complaint and issued a cease and desist against the HOA. Ollie VY's pen froze. Margaret's face turned scarlet. I thought that'd be it, but desperation makes people reckless. One evening, Jake ran over, breathless, showing me a private Sunny Hills Facebook post. "We lost in court, but we'll make his life hell. Complaints, violations, whatever it takes." I gritted my teeth. They declared war, but they forgot who I was. I called Mike Sullivan, a retired federal investigator turned PI. Over coffee, he dug into HOA budgets and emails, uncovering a gold mine. Funds funneled from Sunny Hills to a fake consulting firm tied to Ollie VY's husband. Margaret's emails urged off-the-record pressure on non-compliant neighbors. Fraud, plain and simple. I took it to Assistant DA Emily Roth. Her eyes darkened as she flipped through the EVY Denke. "This could dismantle their board," she said. "Subpoenas hit Sunny Hills like a tornado." Margaret screamed at cops, seizing her laptop. Ollie VY's firm was raided, her license suspended. Headlines blazed, "Retired AG takes down corrupt HOA." But I knew desperate people don't quit, they explode. One stormy night, thunder rattling the sky, my power cut out. Lightning flashed, revealing 2 figures by my tool shed, one holding bolt cutters. My pulse raced. I grabbed my flashlight and revolver, slipping out the back door into the rain. "You're on private property," I called, beam steady. "Hands up." The man with the cutters dropped them. The other turned Todd Voss, Margaret's brother, part of her maintenance crew. "Well, we're just seeking shelter," he lied. His buddy bolted. I called Ben, who cuffed Todd on my porch. Trail cam footage later showed Todd and Lucas Reed Ollie VY's cousin sneaking onto my land. Todd confessed. Margaret ordered them to scare me, even planned to plant chemicals to frame me. Lucas cut the power. The dominoes fell fast. Margaret was arrested, screaming about her rights. Ollie VY's license was revoked for good. Lucas and Todd took plea deals, owing restitution. Sunny Hills HOA collapsed, its board resigning in shame. A letter from Sarah Klein, a single mom in the community, hit me hard. "You freed us from their control. We can breathe again." I donated the due lot $75,000 settlement to a veteran center and the fire crew that saved my barn from an earlier arson attempt. Life on the ranch quieted, but the fight wasn't over. The State Bar in VY TED me to keynote a forum on HOA abuse. In Austin, I faced hundreds of homeowners, reporters, attorneys. I fought with truth and the law. I said, "You have a voice. No bully can silence it." The crowd roared. Back home, a plain envelope arrived. "We're fighting too, inspired by you." Attached was a photo of 6 homeowners nationwide, signs reading, "We stand with Will Hayes." My hand shook. I'd sparked something big. The county dedicated a park in my name, a bronze plaque under a shade tree. William Hayes Community Grove for a man who stood his ground. I stood there, hand over my heart, the wind whispering through the leaves. The ranch is peaceful now, but I'm not lulled. Justice isn't just quiet, it's purpose. I still ride the fence line, Duke trotting beside me, knowing the biggest fights happen on your own land. And when they come, you meet them with truth, a steady hand, and a little rancher grit. What would you do if an HOA tried to bully you off your land? Should I have pressed harder for jail time? Or was dismantling their empire enough? Would you keep the settlement or give it away? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like if this fired you up, and subscribe for more stories where justice rides tall.